What's up, guys? I am going to be updating you on my life and my most recently played artists and songs and albums and all my musical thoughts because I feel like it. First things first on the docket, we're going to talk about Beyonce's CMA snub. While this didn't shock me, because at first I posted on Facebook and I was like, what if Beyonce just didn't submit anything for the CMAs? And then it was brought to my attention that she more than likely did. And if she didn't submit anything, her label definitely submitted something. For Beyonce to have the highest selling country album this year and not get an award or nominated, do we need to figure out what it is? Do we really need to know that it's just they don't like Beyonce? It's just, I don't know why Beyonce gets under so many people's skin. Shabuzi or whoever, the one who has the still a number one hit right now, I went into his catalog and I wasn't a huge fan, but I do like the song that he has right now that's number one. Of course, he tweeted out something and thanked Beyonce, but that's, to me, that's just not enough. And it's bothersome that Beyonce is one of the greatest artists of her generation, the top performer, the top one, not the two, and she gets treated like she's an underground artist. Post Malone can get nominations for country music awards, but he started off with Scout Trey Songz braids and was a rapper. I have a problem with that, y'all. And I'm not going to get into Post Malone because this isn't about Post Malone. This is about Beyonce. The concept of her whole career is we're going to give her this, but we're going to not give her something that she deserves so much. Like the concept that she's never gotten album of the year, but she has the most Grammys of any Grammy awarded artist, but no album of the year. First of all, in my opinion, if you have over 12 Grammys and no album of the year, they're playing with you. They're playing with you. If you have over 12, maybe over 10, if you have over 10 Grammys, if the Recording Academy admires your music enough to award you more than 10 Grammys, yet you have no album of the year, you're being played with in general, in my opinion. But Beyonce has bodies of work, multiple. I can get the first album not winning album of the year. I can get the second album not winning album of the year. I can get 4 not winning album of the year. The Gift, I Am Sasha Fierce, and Self-Titled, and Lemonade, and Renaissance have no business not having that title. Especially because she's losing these awards to albums that aren't as good, except for when she's winning. Losing to Adele. Adele should have never got up there and apologized for that because you had the better album, boo. You knew you had the better album. It's like Beyonce at this point just needs to stop. I don't know what she can do. I don't think that it matters. I think that Beyonce can say she doesn't care and they still won't give her awards because she has kind of already said she doesn't really care. She mentioned in a few interviews that she doesn't really care about being a pop star. And to me, if you don't care about being a pop star, you don't care about the accolades that comes with being a pop star. To me, that's what that means. But the caveat is that I actually do think Beyonce cares. I think Beyonce thinks it's insane that she has 32 Grammys and no album of the year. She just would never say that she thought it was insane. Or she would say stuff like, I don't want to be a pop star. I don't care about being a pop star. No, you do care, and I know you think that's insane. I know you care, and I know you think that it's insane, and I know it hurts your feelings. It has to. It has to. When you look at the history of the Grammys, they definitely give black people, I think Tyler the Creator made this point. It's like you give your little cousin the controller, but the game's unplugged. They've been doing that to us for years. The concept that 3 black women in history have album of the year is insane to me, because I just think about all the albums that black women have released in the past 40 years. And trust me, all of those black women that are getting album of the year, or all three of them that have gotten album of the year, they deserve it. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, Natalie Cole, Lauryn Hill. That was 99. It's 2024. Low key, I kind of feel like the Grammys is going to give her album of the year. A piece of me just feels like it couldn't be Taylor Swift. I don't think they're going to give it to Taylor Swift. And I could see it being Billie, but I could also see it being Sabrina too. But I feel like if they give it to Beyonce, it's that here's the controller, I'm gonna let you play with the game, and I'm gonna unplug the cord. Beyonce has been in the game too long for people to be trying to sun her like this. This is insane. It's like, what does Beyonce do to get under people's skin? And this is for everybody, because I know people that don't like Beyonce and they can't even tell me why they don't like Beyonce. It's like, oh, I don't like Beyonce because she oh, you don't know why you don't like Beyonce. You don't know why you don't like Beyonce. You have no reason to not like her. My theory is people don't like Beyonce because in her entirety of her career, she has been able to go scotch-free of most scandals. Whitney Houston, black people can make fun of her for being a drug addict. People can make fun of Alicia Keys because she stole somebody's husband and she doesn't have a strong voice. People can make fun of Mariah Carey because she used to lip sync. People can make fun of, I'm trying to think of some other black woman that they love to joke about. People make fun of Brandy all the time. Stan Twitter, you think that people don't like Brandy. People can make fun of Aaliyah because of her career. People can make fun of Monica. Every black female R&B artist that you know, there's a running joke based off of something that they've done that is essentially not funny at all. Beyonce was able to brush past that. Other than maybe getting cheated on in the Lemonade album, she was able to completely go scotch-free of having a really, really bad thing that happened in her life that dampened her career. Every other girl had one of those. And I think, specifically for the black community, that's the black community's issue with Beyonce. They don't have no jokes they can make about her. There's nothing that you can joke about. There's no Whitney Houston crack jokes. There's no Mariah Carey lip sync jokes. There's no Alicia Keys stealing husband jokes. There's no several Brandy jokes just about her being a mean girl. There's no Rihanna jokes that they can make. There's no, you can't make those jokes about Beyonce. And that's why I think the black community doesn't like her. And we know why them other people don't. I just realized I just went into a spiral of just trying to understand what the people's real issue with Beyonce really is. Highest selling country album this year. And so next topic is Andre 3000. I want to talk about something that makes me happy because Beyonce is going to make me spiral, okay? About a year ago, I got into hip hop. I've never been a hip hop fan. I've always just liked rap. So my dad growing up, he always played old school hip hop around me and I thought it was amazing. At one point, I was so fixated on 80s rap that I thought 80s rap was the best thing since sliced bread. And now I've kind of come to the conclusion that rap is amazing now too. I know what people like to say, but rap is doing well now too. Everything has to change. When I finally went into getting into hip hop, it was because of my friends that I was around. So Devin and Landon and Lance, when they would have conversations, or some of my other friends that would be on the radio like Malik and BJ, and they would be having hip hop or rap conversations, and I realized I'm so knowledgeable on R&B, but I don't know anything about these rappers, but I know their songs. I think the only rapper that I really, really, really knew about and studied was Kanye West and Drake. I got into Andre 3000 about a year ago. And Outkast, I knew of Outkast because Big Boy is one of my father's favorites. So I had heard Outkast before, but I hadn't gone into the depths of the artistry and the brilliance of those records that they were making. Andre 3000 quickly became my favorite very fast. And everybody knows he dropped an album called New Blue Sun. And that's why I say Andre 3000 is saving me. Because anytime I get stressed, anytime I get overwhelmed, I'm either going to put on some Jhené Aiko or I'm going to put on some New Blue Sun. Last weekend, I woke up with a headache. I was super stressed out because I went to bed kind of stressed out. I woke up, I meditated, I pulled out my yoga mat, I laid down, and I played New Blue Sun. And I remember because I was watching the visual album that he put out. I think this was last weekend, not the weekend before that, but last weekend. Yeah. So I watched it, and there's just something so fulfilling about Andre 3000. I don't know if y'all have ever felt this way, but when you finally get fixated on an artist that you really, really like, and there is just something so fulfilling about their personality, how they act, the things that they do, how they convey their emotion, there's just something so satisfying about him. Same way I feel about Beyoncè. Same way I feel about Alicia Keys. It's like these are all people that are able to convey their talents and emotions so well that it's so hard for me to not like those people or to not acknowledge their talent. I just could never do that. So I listened to New Blue Sun this morning. I'm about to do it in a minute because I'm about to meditate when I'm done with this video. Please go listen to New Blue Sun. I know LL Cool J had some stuff to say about Andre 3000 not rapping anymore, but LL Cool J, we don't want to hear you rap either. So y'all are not Nas. Stop. Y'all are not Nas. We really don't want to hear a majority of y'all that were rapping 20, 30 years ago. That's the crazy part. There are people who don't want to hear Kanye rap anymore because they just figure he doesn't have anything else to say. When you realize it's time for something to be done, it's time for something to be done. And I think that's the beauty of Andre 3000. I swear I really wanted to make a rap album. It's a hilarious title because the fact that he had to sit with himself and be like, look, I just don't have that in me. When it broke that Andre 3000 was coming out with an album, I remember being on Twitter and it was a field day because people just thought that we were about to get some of the best lyricism. All to find out it's a flute album. And then you have people like Eminem who drop albums to kind of try to stay relevant and to stay in this persona that was successful 20 years ago, but it doesn't resonate with the new generation. Okay, Eminem, we know that you're saying this stuff because you want attention. Not because 20 years ago when you were doing it, it was like, okay, this is authentically you. You're young and this is current. Now you're 40, 50 years old and we'd actually prefer if you just did features. We don't know. Do we need you to say all that? And even if you're gonna do albums, because Eminem is never gonna stop knowing how to rap well. If that's just something you know how to do, that's just something you know how to do. Change the message a little bit. Just change. For me, when I go back and listen to Eminem, I never consider him as an album artist. There are songs on albums that are good, and then there's there's never like an Eminem album that I'm like, whoa, this is like a body of work. And I'm sure it's probably that very first one, or the Marshall Mathers LP, because I've heard about how that made people feel from Eminem fans, but that's just coming from me. I'm not a Eminem fan. A lot of rappers need to take the Andre 3000 route. That's just what the real deal is. A lot of y'all need to start making flute albums because we don't want to hear y'all rap anymore. So shout out to Andre 3000 for keeping me sane in the moments where I am simply just not. Next topic is on Wayne v. Kendrick. So as somebody who isn't really a fan of either one of them, to be honest, I would never I mean, I have been in the comments defending Wayne a little bit because y'all playing with Wayne. When did we start acting like Lil Wayne was some chair? That was hilarious. Okay, but seriously, when did we start acting like Wayne was some Make-A-Wish Foundation rapper? Do y'all know who Lil Wayne is? I'm confused. Is this the same Lil Wayne that I have listened to? Oh, that's a nice car. I don't know if y'all heard that blasting music that made me pause like a second ago, but that's a nice car. Anyways, I don't like how y'all are treating Lil Wayne. I don't. This is, for me, this whole Super Bowl situation is not about Kendrick, in that I don't think Kendrick can do it. It is a slap in the face for me as Lil Wayne to consistently talk about how much I want to perform at the Super Bowl and then not be at the Super Bowl. Why would I not be at the Super Bowl? And I've said I wanted to do it 5 times. If you don't think that all of my performances are worthy enough for me to be at the Super Bowl, give me some time to show you that I can do it. Because what if that was their issue? Oh, like Wayne's performance skills aren't that good. That could have been the issue. I think Wayne could get it together though. Nicki Minaj spiraling is a whole nother thing. Because she had some points. And I think that's what people don't like about Nicki Minaj, is that a broken clock, you know how I go. When some of it was a little bit overboard, I was kind of hoping that Beyoncè wasn't who she was trying to shade, but I don't think it was Beyoncè. I think she was trying to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. I agree with what she says about Jay-Z. And that's all I'm going to say about that part. Kendrick performing at the Super Bowl, he already did it. He didn't do it alone. But I don't want to hear Kendrick songs at the Super Bowl. Kendrick doesn't give me... Look, I was on TikTok the other day, and y'all know that snippet he had in front of the Not Like Us video? It was blocked. Okay? 2 days later, after he announces that he's doing the Super Bowl, I can all of a sudden listen to those songs on TikTok again. So that lets me know that there is a possible release. And that song sounded amazing, so I'm actually ready for that. It's just Kendrick doesn't give me Super Bowl vibes. Kendrick is a great artist. I enjoy him. I think he did good when he did the Super Bowl a few years back. It's just Alone. I low-key would have... oh. I low-key would have been okay with Taylor Swift. No, I wouldn't have. I'm lying. I'm so lying. I wanted it to be Wayne. Sorry, that's what I wanted it to be. Wayne. I wanted it to be Wayne. In my mind, I was like, Wayne deserves this. New Orleans is Wayne. Even if he doesn't bring anybody out, Cash Money taking over from the 99 in the 2000 is more influential than Kendrick. That era of hip hop ushered in all of 2013 through 2016. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So it's just a little disappointing. Wayne hasn't said anything. Wayne might not care, but everybody else cares, and that's okay. It's okay that everybody else cares. It's okay that New Orleans is upset, because the same thing, and it's always Jay-Z. It's the same thing happened when we celebrated 50 years of hip hop and the South just got left out of it. I mean, we celebrated 50 years of hip hop, and we were only, it went from a hip to the hip to Nas, big wide jump, and then I realized that we didn't celebrate any of the 2000s hip hop artists. Jermaine Dupri was like, "What's going on? What happened?" New York still got beef with the South? That's insane. Anyways, Do I think that this is rooted in Jay-Z's hate for Drake or hate for Wayne? No. Jay-Z doesn't care about any of that. I made a video about that yesterday. Jay-Z told us on that Emil record 20 years ago that he was up several $1,000,000 and he didn't care about hip-hop anymore. So this has nothing to do with his petty hip-hopness beef. He stopped caring about hip-hop 20 years ago. For me, I just feel like Wayne deserved it. I don't feel like it's a whole lot of politics involved. I really just feel like they chose Kendrick because Kendrick had a good year. And I wish it was Wayne that they had chosen. Last but not least, we're going to go over my recently played music, albums, whatever. So I'm on Apple Music. I use both Spotify and Apple Music. I only use Spotify when, I rarely use Spotify. So, of course, Replay 2024 is accessible all the time. I know you can't see that, but I'll put them on the screen. And I will screen record and go over and I'll let y'all see my Replay 2024 as of right now. It's also on my Instagram if you did want to see that. I think I have a pretty decent Replay 2024. I'm going through it now. I will tell y'all the top 5 though. Number 1 is Sure Thing by Miguel. Number 2 is Controller by Drake. Number 3 is In Those Jeans by Genuine. Number 4 is Hey Daddy by Usher. And number 5 is Dance For You by Beyoncé. But I'm going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to screen record the entire thing. I have been really into Usher, Raymond v. Raymond. I know a lot of people say they don't like the album, but I wouldn't see why anybody would say they wouldn't like that album. That's not a terrible album. Black people hate when R&B artists make a pop album. And the album don't even fully be pop. It's just like one song on there that's pop. They did that to Whitney. They did that, like, I don't understand that. They did it to Beyonce when I Am Sasha Fierce came out. Like, it's something about a black artist branching out that is so terrible, and we need to call the police about it. I don't get that. I think this is a pretty decent Replay 2024 as I'm going through, but I'm going to put it on the screen so y'all can tell me whether y'all think it's decent or not. But we will go through, Apple Music does this beautiful thing called your heavy rotation mix. So it shows you all the songs that you listen to in heavy rotation. It pretty much updates every 2 days because when Rich Homie Quan passed away, I started listening to Walk Through a lot because that's a spiritual. And I'm going to put that on the screen too. I feel like I'm still R&B to my core, but I have been listening to a lot of hip hop music. Everybody knows I love drill rap, New York drill, and I can never answer when people tell me, why do you like drill rap? I think it's really just rooted in my love for men from New York, low key. My love for New York, because Shawnee Bonnie is one of my favorite drill rappers. And I really liked Ice Spice when she first came out. I don't know what she got going on now, but when she first came out, I really did like her. So a lot of drill rap, a lot of Ian, a lot of Lil Yachty, and I've never been a Yachty fan. I didn't like, I was finna say Yo Gotti. I didn't like Lil Yachty back when, in 2016, XXL Freshman with the red hair. I didn't like him then. So this is new. Never in the history of Page have you ever seen Lil Yachty in a playlist of mine. So this is new. So those are my most recently listened to songs. I had a hard time getting that one out. Albums, same albums are always going to be my favorite. That one right there is the Bible, and if you don't like that album, something is wrong with you. That's it for today. I just wanted to come on here because I haven't been on this YouTube channel in so long and just talk about what I was thinking about. And those were all the topics that I had in mind. And I wanted to talk about what I've been listening to recently, but I wanted to get to that dead last. Y'all like my hair? Having locks, it can be really hard to find a stylist that can do styles over locks. This is the cutest style of relaxed style I've ever had, hands down. And I've had a style similar to this, but they were just so huge. I hate huge twists. These aren't huge, and you know, it's time to get them taken out soon because the locks, yeah. But these are the cutest styles of relaxed styles I've ever had. And then my nails, I'm going to get my nails redone today though. So that was it, guys, for the, I think it's been a long time since I posted, like earlier in the year. I'm gonna try to do this like every month, because at this point in my life, I haven't settled in enough to commit to a video every 2 weeks or a week or so. So there'll be one next month. Right now, my Walmart order is ready, like 10 minutes early, and I'm gonna go get that, and then I'm gonna go to a taco truck, and then I'm gonna go get my nails done.